Right, so this is a pickups video, but uh, as I don't do like two of the required videos a week to become the top YouTuber that we all secretly wished that we were, making all the money that goes with that without having to go to an office every day. I think of things along the way between the videos that I make, and I thought I'd just comment on a few of them very quickly. I read that the Xbox One has been discontinued by Microsoft, so that gave me a bit of a shock. Not that I'm such a big Xbox or Microsoft fan. I don't think they're bad, but I just don't have the Xbox One. But reading that it was discontinued already, that was kind of harsh. But Woodland, Carl, helped me realize that it was probably just the original model of the Xbox One, which is true, and that has been discontinued. So, 2013, so that's 4 years ago. Of course, there's now new iterations of it, so it's not that bad. But the original model has been discontinued. Don't forget that. Also, something that caught my attention is two things. PlayerUnknown's Battleground. It's quite complicated. That's basically an Arma 3 mod, right? There's Arma 2, and that has a load of mods. And there's DayZ. I think DayZ was originally a mod on Arma 2, I believe, or not. I don't know. It's very complicated. Anyway, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, one of those games that builds on. It's just a mod on that. It's like a tactical shooter game, open world, lots of people online. PlayerUnknown's Battleground. It's basically a bunch of players landing on an island, and the battle area keeps getting smaller and smaller as time goes by, and the last man standing is the winner. It's very exciting. They had like a big tournament of 50 people online at the same time, and it worked very well, and people are now saying that this might be a good or esports game, right, for which now usually fighting games are used. It has 8 million copies sold. 8 million copies, and get this, it's an early access game. So what is the world coming to? A game that sells 8 million copies is called, or is still at the early access stage. It's very weird. On the other hand, I read an article about Overwatch and how Blizzard Entertainment, who make Overwatch, which is also an online game, have been forced to take policing. They have to start policing the community because there are offenders and people who don't know how to behave themselves properly, and they have to be punished. They have to be banned. They are talking about silencing actions, being banned temporarily, or being banned permanently from playing the game. That is nuts. So on the one hand, you have a very successful online game where basically everyone's getting along and things are going very well. And on the other hand, there's a crowd of people who completely know how to mess up things. The same goes for Elite, by the way. There are people who are griefers there as well, and they are punished as well. And Frontier Developments are working on what they call a karma system, where the game actually analyzes your behavior over the past time, and if there's too much going on that's not okay, you get punished in a certain way. So I don't know, that just weirds me out a little bit. That stuff like that is necessary. Those were just remarks. Now we come to the pickups part. Let's. I don't really know where to begin. Yeah, well, hold on. Hold on. I'm not going to show every game that I have individually, but my wife and my wife and my daughter went shopping, and I went along basically as a driver. And so while they were shopping for clothes, I went to the local Netgame and Game Mania stores to see if they had any cool games there. And they did. I bought Half Minute Hero on the PSP, which is an RPG. And I don't really like RPGs because they take too long, but this is really 30 seconds. I haven't really grasped this, but I put it in and I played it. And the first game, it actually just lasts 30 seconds. So, and it was, I thought it was game over. That was it. I played an RPG, there's 30 seconds. So, I really have to look into this. The pace is really nice, so I might like this actually. So, I picked that up in one of those stores. It was very cheap too, with like €4 or something like that. PSP games are worth nothing. They said that because these stores, they take in these games, they don't pay much for them either. A gift from Mark. Tenchu Shadow Assassins. You also gave me Doodle Jump on the 3DS. Thank you, Mark. They're both nice games, actually. I haven't tried this one. I looked at some gameplay, but Doodle Jump is really nice. Yeah, I watched Dean Thompson's videos, and he was amazed at the fact that I'd never owned Twisted Metal before. I bought this because I saw it. It was cheap, and Dean said I should try this, so I will. Then I walked into this Wipeout Pulse. I've been enjoying my Wipeout games. I have it on the PS4, the Omega Collection. I already had Pure, but this is Pulse, and I think and I'm not entirely sure which. I'm thinking of Zone, the Zone version. This is Pulse, another Wipeout. Basically, it's all the same, but with minor differences. But I didn't mind picking this up. Also, very cheap again. So those were some pickups that I got, along with Ghost Recon 2. Advanced Warfighter. Now, I've been interested in the Ghost Recon games ever since I got this Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I've been playing, and it's a bit it's a bit different than I'm used to. There's no training mode, there's no tutorial. You're just dumped in. I didn't even know how to fire a gun or how to aim it, so I just tried something, and it's pretty intuitive. But there's no manual in there, and now there's no tutorial. You're just supposed to know how stuff works. I do, I don't always enjoy doing the tutorial, but at least it teaches me what the things are. So now we're just dumped into the game, of course, at an easy level. But I'm putting it on normal mode, and I start with an assault rifle, and I have a little drone, and I have some guys around me. In the first attack that we did, I was hoping to get in somewhere and attack some guys, but my team had already done it. So I was I was hoping for my own kill. This is like the same feeling that I get when I play Arma 3 with my friends, and I don't get any kills because my friends have done all the killing, and you're just standing there like, okay, I was there, but but this game got me interested in that Ghost Recon thing. So and then I found this. Oh, the case is broken. I noticed this now. So I found this, and I played this on the PSP which is of course a totally different experience, but still not bad. And I'll. What do I do now? I had a whole Ghost Recon story. Well, but I'll save that to the cliffhanger. Cliffhanger. I picked up this from Netgame because I did some trading, and then I ran into that while I was on my shopping afternoon. Hold that thought. So I bought some other stuff. I went to the thrift store and I picked up some Grand Theft Auto things and whatnot, stuff that I don't necessarily want to play, but I sort of get a feeling for what it's worth when I sell it to Netgame and they give me store credit, right? So that's what I've been doing. And on the other hand, there's games that I really want to keep and play. I saw Gruss Newton's playthrough of Sonic Mania. Now, I'm not going to buy Sonic Mania, but I thought I've never had a thing for Sonic at all. I didn't like it. Sure, it was colorful, but it was so fast, and I tried it, and then when I walked the guy up and down the screen, he wasn't fast at all, and I didn't get it. But I saw Gruss play it, and I thought, this is another game that I just don't know how to play it. And I shouldn't judge the book by its cover. So I looked in my collection. I thought, hey, I have Sonic 2 for the Mega Drive already. So I decided to get Sonic 1 for the Mega Drive as well. This came from the UK. And it's surprisingly good looking and complete with the manual and everything. But I've actually had it, not this one, but Sonic 2. In my Mega Drive, and I've actually enjoyed playing it. So this is nice. My Mega Drive collection is now 4 games, and I'll probably keep it there. But I really wanted to have this. This is a classic, and if you know how to enjoy it, then it'll be an enjoyable game. Does that make any sense? I don't know. Then perhaps you remember that I got the Megaman Legacy Collection #1 a while ago, and I was surprised at how many goodies there were in here. And then I learned of this guy coming out. Now, I sold like 33 games out of my collection. I went through my PS2 collection and thought, I had a copy of Star Ocean. I think I told this story the last time. The story where Fate made that I didn't sell Xeno Saga Episode 2. I still have that game for some reason. So I sold 33 of my games for store credit, and I got some good money. I think I got 160 euros, and that paid for Ghost Recon and this and some other things. So I got the second part, which is Mega Man 7, 8, 9, and 10. So great. I thought it's going to be another cool bunch of goodies. But there's nothing. What? Why? The last time I was so happy with this is stuff, and now I feel tricked. So what is it with these games companies and customer loyalty? Do they just not care? I think we've been spoiling the gaming companies. We've been spoiling them by buying everything that they dish out. But anyway, there's nothing in here. So if you go in and buy this thing, I mean, of course I bought it for the games because I have Mega Man games on a couple of platforms because these are the quintessential platform, aren't they? And I just love having the set together. Mega Man 1 to Mega Man 10 for the PS4. This is cool. But there's no goodies in this one. There's really nice goodies in this one, but not in this one. So there's that. Then I saw one of Cojones Doloro's Daz's videos, and he mentioned that he was selling his Super Nintendo or Super Famicom collection. Now, I won a Super Famicom from Daz. He had a competition. I entered. I spent like a month on making a cartoon, which I think was really well done. Daz thought so as well, and I won a Super Famicom, which is sitting right there. But I didn't have any games, so over the course of time, I'm not gonna wildly buy many games anymore. My collection is shrinking, and I'm happy with that. But I'll get into that. But I got Star Fox from Daz because I said, well, I wouldn't mind getting my hands on some good games for the Super Famicom. And this is one of the games that I thought I wanted to have for the Super Famicom. I have Street Fighter 2, Area 88, and some Mario game. And I think that's like nice, like 3 or 4 games that I think are really good. And let's not think any further. There's loads more good ones, but I'll be happy with it. So Daz sent me this, and he, as he said, he really took care of me. He paid for shipping to the Netherlands. That's not cheap. So Daz, thank you very much. That was very nice, very much appreciated. Of course, like I've already told you. But here it is. It is in a box protector. I've kept it open because watching Daz's videos, I now know that there are like locked bits to this kind of thing and unlocked bits. These are locked, but there's like evil locked. They're hard to get open. So I'm gonna try and I'm not gonna. Am I gonna get it out? You've seen it. I got Star Fox for the Super Famicom, which is complete. It's in the bag. I wanted to do the opening thing, but this doesn't have a locked end, I believe. No, it doesn't. But there's usually like the other end, and one end will be the locked end, which if you don't know what you're doing, you'll pry your finger in here and pull, and you'll make a dent, which for a real collector is painful. But the other end will be unlocked, and you can just open that without doing the thing, right? So I'm really happy to have this. This is my only boxed game for the Super Famicom, and I appreciate it, and I don't want to sell it, and I like it. So my goal is to have a small number of games that I really like and that are worth a huge amount of money, so that when I pass, my wife or my daughter can sell everything and have some sort of financial legacy. Okay, so I was selling some of my games, and then I thought about this. We play Arma 3 pretty regularly, and it's basically a tactical shooter, and I love being a sniper. And it's not the most ballsy thing because you're at a great distance, and I even like sniping with a silencer so they don't hear where I'm coming from, which makes me even feel safer. But sometimes you just have to go in and use an assault rifle and all that. So and Ghost Recon is like that. Ghost Recon is that game, but you're with a team. And I was slowly figuring out from this Ghost Recon game has a history. There's loads of Ghost Recon games, and I had some of them. I'll show you what I already had. Because besides the one that I've already shown that I recently bought, let's put them here. I already had this. I had like 2 copies of the of Ghost Recon on the GameCube. I had Advanced Warfighter 2. I had a double Advanced Warfighter 2 on the PS3. I had Ghost Recon Future Soldier, and I had. Sorry about that. I don't know where the camera quit, but Future Soldier and Advanced Warfighter, and I thought, hey, I already have some games, and then I thought, let's check out the complete history of Ghost Recon, which is quite extensive, and it started on the Xbox and the PS2. So I'll tell you what I did. I went on to some websites, found the entire list of Ghost Recon games, and what you have to realize about Ghost Recon is that some of the games were made by different studios. So you'll have Ghost Recon 2, for instance, was made for the PS2, but it was also made for the Xbox. But they were both made for different platforms and by different studios, and they are completely different games. Like in the timeline, they'll be different. In the gameplay, they'll be different. So, in the list that I saw, there'll be like a Ghost Recon for the PS2 and for the Xbox. To get the complete set, you have to get them both. And I decided, like, I just want to get them all. So I did. I got them all, and they came today. But in order to do that, they're not expensive games. Like the most expensive one, of course, is Wildlands. But I already paid for that with my games that I didn't want anymore. And now I just had another browse through my 360 games, through my Xbox games. There were just games that I thought that these are not for me. You know, why did I buy these? And I never bought shelf fillers per se, like racing games, like really shit games that I really didn't like. But I did get some games that, you know, if I'm honest, I'm not gonna play that. Like Manhunt, I purely bought that because Dean thinks it's a great game, and I get excited and I think, oh, I have to check this out, and I found a really nice copy, but it's just not for me. So I let it go. I sold it, and I feel better for it because it gives me space on my shelf, and it gives me some money to spend on stuff that I do want at this time. So without any cash out, well, €6 to be exact, because I had to fill some extra. I had to fill it up. I didn't quite get there. But with no cash out, practically, I got all of the games. Now, together with the games that I already had, I now have the complete set of Ghost Recon games. And, well, I've got the list here. And they're all cheap, like 2 and 3, and I'm not going to show a list. That's not cool. That's not cool. I haven't even really taken them out of the box. But Ghost Recon Predator for the PS2, and I already had Advanced Warfighter 2. Is it Advanced Warfighter? Yeah, I think it is. Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon and the Ghost Recon 2. Advanced Warfighter on the 360. Advanced Warfighter 2 on the 360. Ghost Recon Future Soldier on the 360. Ghost Recon Summit Strike on the Xbox. And Ghost Recon Island Thunder on the Xbox. Ghost Recon 2 on the Xbox. Ghost Recon on the Xbox. Ghost Recon Jungle Storm on the PS2. And Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter on the PS2 as well. The only games that are missing, which I don't intend to get, are the Wii version, because from what I've seen in the gameplay, is that it's sort of an on-rails shooter, and I'm not convinced that I'll play that. And there's the 3DS version, which is a strategy game, which I'm certainly not going to play. And then there's another game that is on Facebook. Definitely not going to play that. And then there's the PC collection, which, you know, I'm a PC gamer, so I might get those, but for some reason in my mind there is a split between what I can get for the consoles and what I can get for the PCs. I have a database of games that I meticulously keep. I add games, I delete games, I edit them, but there's just console games in there, and there's no PC games. And why I do that, I don't know. So I might still get the PC versions of these of the Ghost Recon games because they have a load of DLC as well. That I can buy in the store, but I'll get like a code, and that's sort of, I don't want to do that either. I don't know, but I'm happy with this. I'm gonna set up one of my original Xboxes. My PS2 is always ready to go, as is my PS3, so I can play all of these games. My PS2, I think I've already I didn't load the Predator ISO on my PSP yet, but I can do that, no problem. So I have all these games at my disposal, and I love these tactical shooter games. It's really my thing, so I want that in my collection. I'm even, because I have my collection sorted by system, right? And I have them even alphabetically sorted. That's the kind of autism level that I'm at. But I've decided that I'm going to keep the Ghost Recon games together. How's that for living on the edge, right? So let's. I'm going to take out the paper, put in the games. And that'll be, sorry for being off the screen there for a minute. This is gonna be my my shot for the title. Oh God. This is it. These are the games that I wanted to show. I've done a silly thing, but I think it's right. I've done the right thing. All right. So, see you later. I'll know if you think I'm an idiot by reading the comments that you're bound to put in there. So, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.